It may be cloudy, but that does not mean it's going to stop us from beginning our Indianapolis 100 festivities right here of all places, the Brickyard, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to opening practice sessions here for the Indianapolis 100. The first of two other festivities that will be taking place before the big day for these drivers. 34 cars getting ready to hit the track. First one coming out is the number 3 of Val Moscow. You'll see on the left-hand side of your screen will be the drivers competing in this year's Indianapolis 100. And here's how the events are going to be going here throughout the course of this week. Today is opening practice. Tomorrow will be group qualifying. Final practice will be on Thursday at 10 in the morning. Or Friday, 10 in the morning. And then the big day, the big race, will be on Saturday, right after the Freedom 50. It's going to be fun. I'm really hoping that you guys enjoy some of the fine action that we're about to have here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Moscow is on the clock in this first and only 15-minute session of the week. Then happy hour carb day will be 10 minutes. And with the cloud cover on track, that means more grip, more speed. So Moscow and other drivers will feel like they'll be going at least 225 plus miles an hour. We've seen 220 hit here before, but we're going to see 225 at best. So Moscow coming to the stripe. First lap for him is a 40.012. And more drivers putting their laps down. The 19, that's Alex Ramps, 39.790. Another thing that we're going to be watching for here throughout the course of this week here for the Indianapolis 100 drivers, and as well as Indy 250 and as well as the Indy Lights, is the draft. Here at a place like Indianapolis, the draft is such a key factor into determining whether if you win a race, lose a race, whether if you get a good time of practice or qualifying. The draft is going to be such a key here in this race, in this event, and it's going to be very interesting to see how these drivers are going to be using the draft to their advantage, and even in the Indiana Bash coming up here on Friday. So, I mean, the season opener for the RCOM Papa John's Truck Series, which is just a few days away. So, the draft for everybody in all series and all events, it's going to be key. Car number 5, that's Elijah Gordon. Usually would see him in a Chip Ganassi paint scheme or a Chip Ganassi car, but not the case for this year. 2 years ago, he drove the 24. This year, jumping over to his iconic number 5. And right now, he's 4th on the charts with a 39.714. Alex Ramps is still on top with a 39.528. Got a pack of 3 here with Moscow, the hometown hero of Nathan Stapleton, and as well as a 29 of Jeff Leafler. So as they come off of turn number 4, back to the stripe. Another thing that you really don't want to do here is Leafler's trying to make a move here underneath of Stapleton, and luckily this did not happen. 3 wide is going to be such a factor. 3 wide is going to be something that we're going to have to watch out for. Because, as we all know, in the past, 3 wide doesn't really work here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, especially going through all four turns, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, there's something that these drivers are going to have to be really careful with is don't make it 3 wide, or else you're pretty much not only going to end your day potentially, but you'll end the days of other people that you put in that 3 wide situation and other people behind you. So coming around, new driver on top of the charts. Let's see if we can find him. That would be the number 9 of Chris Reynolds. There's Reynolds in the Camping World Machine, car number 9, 39.508. For Chris Reynolds. in the RCOM Pepsi Amateur Series back last year. He didn't get off to the best start. Oh, one car already in the wall. That's the 17 of Matt Martin. Matt Martin hit the wall pretty hard there, coming out of turn 3 into the short straight. That's really going to affect his time quite a bit. You know, the last time he came across the line, or his fastest lap currently, is a 40.154, 29th on the charts. Not a good start here to the Indianapolis 100 festivities for Matt Martin. And chances are at some point he's going to have to come down pit road to go to the garage area and get that assessed. But problems early for the number 17 of Matt Martin. One car going to pit road. That's Chris Reynolds. Leafler goes to second with a 39.515. That bumps ramps down to third. Fourth right now is the 98 of Darian Tawn. Tawn right now, it has a 39.527. Then you have Moscow fifth. Let's see if we can find Darian here. And there is Darian. So Darian, as I mentioned, he's in fourth as he goes by the 22 of Wyatt Walker. Walker is ninth on the charts with a 39.629. And new driver up on the top of the charts, that's the 20 of Reggie Fogelman. 39.502, 4 one-thousandths of a second faster than Jeff Leafler's time. So top 10 right now goes as follows currently. Fogelman, the number 20 of Reggie Fogelman, on top. Then Jeff Leafler in second. Then third is the number 9 of Chris Reynolds. Fourth, Nathan Stapleton. Fifth, Alex Ramps. Sixth is Darian Tawn. Seventh is the 3 of Val Moscow. Eighth is the 14 of Mitchell Hodak. Ninth is the 83 of Henry Dahl. And completing the top 10 is Wyatt Walker. 39.470 for the number 20 of Reggie Fogelman. And also a 39.487 for Alex Ramps. So there's Ramps drafting up close to the back bumper of the 26. That's John Andrews. And now going to make a move to the inside. And so far, everything's been clean and green thus far here in this practice session, which is a very good thing to see. In the past, a couple years ago, in final practice before the Indy 100 2 years ago in 2020, there were quite a bit of shenanigans, including earlier in the week, where there was a multi-car incident on the front straightaway where just more drivers were continuously piling in and making the mess even bigger. And man, a lot of drivers really. If Geico didn't get any more phone calls than what they're getting right now, oh boy. 2020 was definitely a year where Geico was going through the roof when it came to the phone calls, but still though, I mean, it's good to see that we're not having that type of deal, at least not yet for the most part. So hoping and praying that we can make it through these events clean and green with under 6 minutes remaining. There's the 15, Jack Jerome, in the Steak and Shake Honda machine, number 15. Right now, the 15 finds himself in 22nd with a 39.753 for Jack Jerome. Kind of close. Well, actually, he improved quite a bit. 16th with a 39.670. He improved. How about that? Mid-pack for him as of right now, with closing in on 5 minutes to go. And then you have the 28 leading the charge, the DHL number 28 of Colin Cropley. There's also a good chunk of drivers in this race that will be taking part in the full season of the RCOM Papa John's Truck Series. So that'll be fun to watch. Fogelman continuing to improve on his time. Let's see if we can find Reggie Fogelman. There he is, a 39.467. Emily Anderson, a driver who is returning to full-time racing come this Friday And the Papa John's Truck Series, driving the number 1 Monster Energy Ford F-Series, Ford F-150, is second with a 39.469. How about that for Emily Anderson? Great job jumping back in the race car, getting a really good time. She hasn't lost a beat. Anderson had been away from racing for the last couple of years, probably since as far as the recent memory, since in the midst of the pandemic, after Memorial Day weekend, the Freedom 400 at Daytona. That was the last race that was ran under the WRLA banner, and I believe that was the last race that Emily Anderson ran. She returned last year in the Pumpkin 250, and now here she is, returning to racing full-time this year in the RCOM Papa John's Truck Series, coming out here this Friday. And it's going to be very fun to see what she'll be able to do behind the wheel of a race truck. Stephen Colon is at the very tail end of this field, of this group right here. He might get a really good time here. He's fallen back a little bit from, looks like the 16 of Ryan Durrani. And he might get himself a really good time. Val Mosco jumps back to the top with a 39.354. How about that for Val Mosco? The times are getting ever so faster the more that the draft is being used. And for Cologne, right now he finds himself 14th with a 39.598. The problem here that I'm just now realizing is that just because Cologne is fading back to get a good runner doesn't mean he's got somebody behind him to give him that assistance, to give him that run. The guy that's furthest away from him is the number 7 of Logan Williams. He's running by himself. And Williams right now is, see if I can find him, 25th with a 39.710. But for somebody like Logan Williams to run by yourself, it's not too bad to figure out what your car is going to be able to do by in its lonesome, rather than try to be in a small group like this and try to see what your car is going to be able to do. 44. That's Austin Christie. He tried to make the throwback Daytona 500 back in February, driving a number 34 Buick. Didn't quite have as much success as he thought that he would have, but right now he finds himself 20th with a 39.648, tied with the number 11 of Kathy Jabbar. Or Kathy Jabbar, however you pronounce the last name. I do apologize if I butchered your last name, by the way. There's right behind Trey Smith here. That's number 88. Trey Smith finds himself 24th with a 39.688. And then right in front of him is the battle between Henry Dahl, Darian Tawn and Wyatt Walker. Henry Dahl is a little, probably somewhere on the racetrack. Can't quite find him, but still, I would find him, but really not finding the time to do it. Still, 41, car number 41, that's Juan Rodriguez. Not 100% sure if he competed in the Indianapolis 100 back in 2020, but here he is for this one. Right now, he finds himself dead last with a 42.26. Not a good way to start off your Indy 100 week here at of all places, Indianapolis. A minute remaining, and boy, oh boy, the times are pretty competitive under this cloud cover. Car number 8. That is Joey Miles. Miles is 24th with a 39.670. He's right behind Nathan Stapleton, so he could get a pretty good draft on Stapleton and potentially make something happen. Stapleton 12th with a 39.517, but we've been clean and green here throughout this entire practice session. I'll say this was pretty clean, and thankfully, off topic, the first time that I tried to pre-record the opening practice, the game ended up crashing. It overpowered Emily Anderson's car, and she was getting like 36-second lap times, and eventually just led to the game crashing. So thankfully, we're not getting that here for this opening practice session, and hopefully we can avoid this issue moving forward. So additional time will be added, another 39 seconds before times are finalized. 24, Casey Wells. Wells finds herself 25th, 39.693. Car 21, Audra Baranowskis. 27th with a 39.698. And then there's also the 12 machine, Terry Walker, 22nd with a 39.656. Some drivers are boarding and coming to pit road knowing that the session is going to officially end here in another 10 seconds. And that will mean to start things off here for the Indianapolis 100 festivities, Val Mosco tops the charts with a 39.354. Not a bad way to start off the week. How about that for Val Mosco? But man, oh man. Oh, somebody must have blown a motor. I saw a little puff of smoke, but I think it's subsided at this point. But nonetheless, it's Val Mosco on top of the charts, starting things off with a bang and getting things kicked off right here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with his 39.354. Trumps every single other time here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And tomorrow is going to be pretty interesting. It'll be group knockout qualifying. And boy, oh boy, I'm looking forward to this one. It should be pretty interesting. We did this sort of format 2 years ago, back in 2020, and we're going to be doing it again here for this year. So when we come back for tomorrow, 10 a.m., be sure to look out for qualifying because it's going to be fun and it'll be very interesting. So that pretty much does it here for opening practice. Congratulations to Val Mosco on top of the charts, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow for group qualifying.